with Women's Nut, and today we are talking with Dr. E from SeaSmart, and we're going to learn a little bit about her business. She was one of our grant winners for the month of April for sustainability, and we're so excited to chat with her. So, Dr. E, welcome. And maybe can you explain a little bit about your business for some of our listeners?
Yeah, so I'm a marine biologist and I started a charity called SeaSmart. We're based in Canada, although we do work across the world, including North America. And our mission is to inspire and empower kids to love and protect our oceans. And we do this through different types of really fun, innovative education programs like summer camps on the beach, which are running right now. We have online programs, virtual camps, school workshops. And it's pretty amazing. We started SeaSmart just under 5 years ago now. We've already taught over 500,000 kids in over 20 countries with our free online educator resources. And we've taught over 30,000 students through in-person programs around Metro Vancouver.
Wow. That's a lot of children. Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So I know before you founded SeaSmart, you were a marine biologist. And so can you explain a little bit about how you decided to bridge your passions in your work with marine biology all the way to educating our little ones now?
So it's always, this is always one of those tough questions where I'm like, do I try to be positive and uplifting, or do I share the real, true, dark drama that drew me to this cause? And ultimately, I started working as a marine biologist when I was 20. It was my first real job out of high school, and I focused my career on studying threatened marine animals all around the world for different governments, universities, and NGOs. So my passion in life was to make the world a better place, and that was the driving force that got me into marine biology. And our oceans are in big trouble. And a lot of people don't realize this. They look out in the oceans, or they see photos or videos of the oceans, and it just seems so huge. Over 70% of the planet is covered by oceans. How can we possibly harm it? I can tell you that when I finished my PhD, I realized that over 30 of the species that I've studied or interacted with will go extinct within my lifetime. And what was really frustrating for me is that we always know what is causing the decline of these species. And I was just seeing time and time again that the governments were choosing to prioritize the economy over protecting the marine ecosystem. And it was that really harsh realization that made me realize that I've dedicated half my life to ocean conservation and was not resulting in conservation action. And at the same time, I recognize that kids are hope for the future of the planet. But most kids these days are spending the majority of the waking hours indoors behind a screen, and they're losing their connection with nature. And this is a huge problem because they only protect what you love. Mm-hmm. So it was all these different realizations that combined led me to start up SeaSmart, because I truly believe in the power of individual action to create positive change, but how together we can do so much more.
Wonderful. And so if you had to give some advice for someone that's wanting to translate their passion into a business, what's one thing you wish somebody would have told you, or that you'd like to tell some of our listeners?
I think definitely what was most important for me was I started doing some startup incubator courses, because you learn so many different things. First off, like whatever you're passionate about, you need to figure out what problem you're trying to solve actually with this passion, but also who are you targeting and are they willing to pay for it? Because you need to be financially sustainable. So you have to think, what problems I'm really passionate about solving? Are the solutions I'm proposing actually going to solve this problem or create a bigger problem? Mm-hmm. And then who would be interested and who's willing to pay for it? Because who's interested isn't necessarily who would be interested in paying for it as well.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our target, so this is where we actually have a really hard time in our communications and messaging, because ultimately our students are kids. We work with kids from kindergarten and grade 12. And so we need our programs to be really exciting and captivating for these kids. But at the same time, the ultimate decision maker are either the parents or the teachers. So trying to develop messaging and marketing material that's appealing to all these different ranges is really challenging. So this is something that we're still trying to figure out.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And what would you tell our listeners about sticking with your plan?
Plans always change.
Okay. So being flexible?
You have to be flexible, you have to be nimble and experiment. So there's something called, there's this theory or a way of working called the lean startup. And the idea is before you invest all this time and energy developing a product or a service, start doing some customer discovery and talk to the people who you think might be interested and find out exactly what it is that they want. But don't spend all your time trying to develop the perfect product. Just gather enough information so that you can launch something, the lean startup, and then you keep getting feedback from all of your users, get people to test it out, and then that's when you keep making multiple iterations. So the main thing is make something that's good enough, not perfect, test it out, and keep getting feedback and keep revamping. Never, ever, ever just put all your eggs in one basket and then put it out expecting it to succeed. Because chances are there's going to be constantly different ways to improving it.
And certainly this year has proven that with the pandemic. I know a lot of people went to virtual. I know some of your camps are virtual. So.
If I hear the word pivot again, I'm just going to throw something out. But yes, you're constantly pivoting when you have a startup, but especially when a pandemic just means you can't deliver any of the products or services in the way you usually do. You have to adapt quickly.
Yeah.
But still considering what your customers' needs are.
Yeah, for sure. And what is something that our listeners, like what's an upcoming milestone for SeaSmart, or what could we be looking out for?
Well, this year is actually, UN has declared this to be the decade for oceans. And we were talking about this earlier, but what's constantly on the news right now is space exploration. And the world's billionaires are just trying to get to space fast, and everyone wants to colonize Mars. And it's always shocking when you tell people that we have better maps of the moon and Mars than we do of our oceans.
Wow.
And that there are still so many undiscovered species within our oceans. And also that Earth is the only planet with oceans and with life. So really wishing that people would take a step back and realize that no matter where on this planet you live, no oceans, no us. Our oceans cover over 70% of our planet and controls the weather and temperature. Over 50% of the oxygen you breathe comes from the oceans. So I just really wish that people would be more mindful of that, of our connection to the oceans and how we are dependent on it for survival. Another milestone for us is that SeaSmart is turning 5 this year.
Wow.
So really, really excited for that.
Congratulations. That is a big deal.
Thank you. It's been an incredible journey.
So, Dr. E, I do have one final question for you today. And that question is, how can our listeners support SeaSmart? What can we do to be supportive if you're
I'm glad you asked that, because there's so many different ways to help. Obviously, as a small charity, donations are always really appreciated. When you look at donations worldwide, less than 3% goes towards environmental causes. And this number has decreased even more during the pandemic. So please go to our website, seasmartschool.com, and click the donate button. And also, if I understand that COVID has hit people hard financially, so if you can't donate financially, how about donating your time, your services? SeaSmart is only made possible because we have this amazing team of advisors who work in anything from, we have lawyers, accountants, people who do website design and sales and marketing. So if you have any special skills that you want to donate, we would love some support that way as well.
Wonderful.
Spread the word. Join our newsletter and spread the word to your friends and family.
Wonderful. And where can we find information to connect with SeaSmart?
It's all on our website, SeaSmartSchool.com.
Wonderful. Well, we're so happy to be able to chat with you, and we look forward to seeing what SeaSmart is going to continue to do in the future. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And I would just love for everyone to check out our website, SeaSmartSchool.com, because even if you don't live anywhere near Metro Vancouver, we do have lots of free online resources for families and educators and also the general public.
Mm-hmm.
If you sign up for our newsletter, it's just once a month. You get all these ocean-friendly tips and also find out about lots of different ocean-friendly resources as well, and just different ways of connecting more with nature.
Yes, and I did see some of your YouTube videos, and they were pretty awesome.
Yeah, so we have lots of online programs too for kids from grades 1 to 8.
Well, I enjoyed them, being a little older.
I know everyone keeps wanting us to do more adult programs, so we are doing lots of lunch and learns and corporate beach cleanups. But those are more, you have to be closer to us unless you want to fly us out to wherever you are.
Wow, wonderful. Well, that sounds like that would be a lot of fun. Thank you, Dr. E. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.